Hello, hi, my name is Jess Marie. Welcome to yesterday's Coffee Grounds. Happy last day of the year, or if it is later on, happy 2024 and beyond. So I spent this last week in prayer, in reflection. I try not to do all that on the 31st of December because it gets so overwhelming. It gets so much where you're trying to reflect everything. If you're out celebrating, people talk about New Year's resolutions, and I do believe that New Year's resolutions has a purpose. It does have a point, but I don't believe in making them when you're wasted. I do believe in spending time and thinking about it, spending the week after Christmas especially reflecting and reading. So I got gifted this book. It's called 24 Hours a Day, and it's an AA principle book where it gives a thought for the day, a meditation for the day, and a prayer for the day. It is also based around God and Jesus. So for some people it might not be their cup of tea, but for me, I believe in a foundation of God. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a Christian, but I do believe in a creator. I do believe in creation, and I believe in that. And I do pray to whatever one wants to call the universe, the force, whatever it may be, right? I do believe in that foundation, and I know in myself that I have the ability to change through prayer, and I've witnessed that, and I've experienced that, and I've asked things from Creator, from God, and He has answered them right away when it is in my best purpose, my best interest. And I remember the first time that I did pray, I prayed when I was like 7, 8 years old, because my parents, who are non-believers, I actually don't know what they believe in, and now that I'm older, maybe start opening these conversations up a little bit more. But I remember I'd pray and just kind of do it haphazardly because I was young. I didn't have a lot of guidance, but I believed in God. And when I was maybe in middle school, I had a crush on this boy, and somebody else started dating him, and she was a friend of mine. She knew I liked him, and I remember praying and crying on the ground. I'm like grade 7, very emotional, hormones and everything flying around, and praying that he would switch bodies. I could switch bodies with this girl and break up with him, right? And it didn't happen, and they were together for like 7 months. I know they were middle school, right? It kind of was what it was, but I was devastated. I was heartbroken about that, and I turned away from that for a long time, for a very long time, and I do believe that He was watching out for me because I did a lot of idiotic things. I was, for as young as I was in my high school days, I was very promiscuous, and I believe there's a reason why I didn't get pregnant until I did, because the amount of stupidity, I will say, or irresponsibility that I was partaking in till I was, 21, and the amount of drinking and driving I was doing, the amount of dangerous situations I was in. I do believe that angels were watching over me, because a lot of instances I shouldn't be here, and I don't know why I am, and I don't know what my purpose is, and that's where a lot of my prayer has been, and writing and planning for 2024. And I opened this book up today. It's the last day of the year. I've been really focusing on one. I read it every day, but I usually read the same one every day because I got it the 25th. I read the 27th over and over and over. Hi, son. Hi, son. I read the same one over and over because I don't believe in just mass putting information in when we don't understand what we're reading, right? So I decided to read the 31st today, and I just want to read a little bit of it. I shall be loyal in my attendance, generous in my giving, kind in my criticism, creative in my suggestions, and loving in my attitudes. So I think about that, and I think about this past year, and a year is a really good time to evaluate reflection, or evaluate change and growth. So I asked myself, 2023, was I a good person? Well, that can entail so many different things. So being able to break it down in these statements Was I loyal in my attendance? No, I was not loyal to myself. I was not loyal in my partnership. I was not loyal in necessarily my friendships and being there. I was not loyal in my families and being there, in my attendance to them and listening to them and being there. I was just kind of aloof. I was I was not paying attention. I was non-coherent. I was self-destructive, and it affected everything around me. And then generous in my giving. Well, I could say yes, but how much did I give? Yes, the things that I did give, yes, I would say it's generous, but could I have given more? Yes. Could I have given a lot more? Yes. Creative in my suggestions, 100% yes. Sometimes the next part is loving in my attitude. So I think, kind in my criticism, creative in my suggestions. So when it comes to kindness, I have not been the most kind human, and that's something that I really want to work on in 2024 is kindness and compassion and understanding. And it starts with myself, being kind on myself, because we project how we see ourselves on the inside. If we're scared and worried, everything that we see and project in the world is also going to come out, right? If we're feeling anxious all the time, that anxiety will appear everywhere. And I've lived a life where I've been pure and happy and living in joy. And I've lost that, and I became very selfish. I became very conceited and forgetting about my spirituality, forgetting about being in prayer, being in service to other people. I forgot about that. And that's okay, because it happens. And that's okay. And I think that's just a part of being a mom, and for a year and a half feeling like I gave everything. And I was breastfeeding for a year and a half, and now my son's 2.5. So at that point, I became very self-destructive, where it was like, okay, no, I want to drink. I'm not breastfeeding anymore. I want to look pretty again. I don't want to look like a scrub all the time. And I became very conceited in that idea. I didn't allow for growth. I was very resistant to criticism. And with that resistance and criticism, I also was not kind in my criticism. Yes, I would say I'm creative in my suggestions. I would say I'm fairly creative, and I'm trying better to when somebody proposes something to me, not give my opinion and this is what I would do, because it's like, well, it's not me. It's not my life. It's somebody who is expressing things to me, right? So the meditation for today, as we look over the year that is just gone, it has been a good year to the extent that we have put good thoughts, good words, and good deeds into it. None of what we have thought, said, or done need be wasted, but both the good and bad experiences can be profited by. In a sense, the past is not entirely gone. The result of it, for good or evil, is with us at the present moment. We can only learn by experience, and none of our experience is completely wasted. We can humbly thank God for the good things that have come from the year that is gone. And I think because I've been in a self-destructive mindset, not that I'm intentionally doing it, but drinking, smoking, doing things that I shouldn't be doing, secrets and things that I shouldn't be doing, confessions, right? I take out the good things that have happened and why this year needed to happen for me, and it reminded me, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be this person that I was when I was 19. There's parts of me that would love to live her life again. Long blonde hair, living in a paradise city and just having fun. But also, I remember the sadness she went through. I can look back at photos easily. We all can look at photos easily and be like, wow, what a good life. But do we remember the sorrows? Not always, right? So coming into this year, I've spent a couple times this week reflecting and being in prayer and meditation and asking for support, for guidance towards whatever my purpose is. And that's why my last video I posted, I started creating a space to heal, because that's what I need, and I want to provide that for other people. So these are kind of my final reflection thoughts of 2023. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope you have a beautiful evening and beautiful start to the new year.